everybody. Welcome back live at Drew's house. Another edition. Hope you're all doing well out there. It is another music show from the Newburyport studios today with Gary Backstrom.
Crying tears of joy melts away the iceberg that surrounds this boy. Deep within our hearts melts away with visions that we'll never part. Tell you, would you like to go with me? I tell you, we can be set free. Even through the wind and rain, baby, I can feel your pain. Give me wings to fly far away to the land of you and I. We can be set free from the chains that imprison you and me. Would you like to go with me? I tell you, we can be set free. Even through the wind and rain, through the wind and rain, baby, I can feel your pain. Whoa, tell it like it is tonight. Tell it like it is. Whoa, tell it like it is tonight. Tell it like it is. Woo. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I said it on down, down, down. Tell it like it is. Oh, no, no, no. Tell it like it is. Oh, no, no, no. Like it is. Woo-hoo. Oh, no, 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 no. Said, would you like to go with me? I tell you, we can be set free. Even through the wind and rain, baby, I can feel your pain. Asking you'll receive everything dancing in circles in this dream. Rain, go away, don't come back and rain down tears on my parade. I said, whoa, tell it like it is tonight. Tell it like it is. Whoa, tell it like it is tonight. Tell it like it. Tell it like it is. Whoa, tell it like it is tonight. Tell it like it is, baby. Oh no no, tell it like it is tonight. Tell it like it is.
Woo! Gary Backstrom. Welcome to the Newburyport studios here. How are you,
Thanks
sir?
for having me, man. Good. This is such a nice surprise.
Oh, sweet, man.
Get to come in and
Play a little daytime music.
yeah, I've seen a few of these and I was like, oh, this looks really exciting.
Well, I know we have a mutual friend who we play with a lot, Charlie Carozzo, who's he's the best. He's one of my favorites.
It's right down the street.
That's right, yes. And he lives right down the street from you?
Right down the street from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. That's right. For those of you stalking Charlie, no.
I will not give away exact locations.
We will not give away addresses, but you guys I know play. I've met you briefly a couple times at seeing your duo.
Yep.
And you guys are just fantastic together.
We have been playing a lot. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie have been playing since '90. I want to say 5 or 6 together. We used to play every Sunday night for I want to say 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
So you get to really know somebody, and they're playing, and we definitely have sort of I would say like a psychic connection, where we both will think of the same song. We don't write a set usually. I have a list of songs that I prefer to sing, and so I don't pull out ones that I don't. But very often we'll just start the same song. It's really funny, and we'll crack up because we'll be like, "Oh, I was thinking that same thing," or we'll just take a left turn at the same time. And
he has a lot of trust in you. He always talks about how like he'll play something or have one of his songs, and it is amazing how quickly you pick it up, and it just does him wonders because his brain is always moving so quickly. But
well, I try to, if I, with anyone, but with well, probably because we've done it for a really long time. When either of us would write a song, would bring it in, and we used to use, I would say we would use the Coal Boilers as kind of a testing ground.
Yeah.
Like, will people like it? How does it feel to play it?
That's right. I should have mentioned that, by the way. The Coal Boilers is the, if you're looking for it on the sign, that's the duo.
Yeah. And and so a lot of people will hear the songs for the first time, and then we do them with our bands, and so they might change a little bit when that happens.
Yeah.
But I like to try to hear what he's doing on his songs and go, well, I don't want to just fiddle, right? That's easy to do. What might be a part that would give it something that it doesn't have? That would add to it.
Does that change sometimes too, from live show to live show? If there's add some stuff.
You can.
Don't want to mess with it too much.
Yeah, no, it can. I've been trying to come up with parts more, so it's not so off the cuff. I think a long time ago, I would just riff.
Yeah.
I think, oh, that's good enough. But I think it's more important to come up with parts that serve the song, That's me growing up. Like, it needs a solo. It needs another solo.
Well, let's talk about these songs a little bit, because these are your solo, your babies here. These are your projects.
Yep. The next two are off the new CD that we just finished, and we haven't done any release parties yet. We're planning those.
Okay.
And it will go on Spotify. And
release parties have been down, I hear, during the pandemic.
Yeah, well, it was really good to have the pandemic to.
Is that the one?
This thing
there
right
you
here.
go.
Yeah, I brought you a jiggle one.
Who did the artwork?
Oh, my friend Franny, who he. Well, do you remember Gamelon Productions at all? From the 90s?
No.
Right. So our management, Gamelon Productions, there was a house in Alston, and a whole bunch of artists lived there.
Yeah.
And that was
not the Aerosmith house.
It was on. I'm trying to think of the name of the street. No,
they were on like Beacon. They were because they had that concert on Beacon, if you remember. Like,
right outside of the apartment. Yeah, no. Yeah. But anyway, Fran and then our manager Andrew and our Howard Turkenkopf was our our publicity guy. Everyone lived there for a while.
Yeah.
And the office was out of there. And I started working with Andrew again, trying to do. He's going to help me promote the CD and
show it again. Show the artwork one more time.
So it's right here, but.
Light in the Dark.
Yeah, our friend Franny was the one that did the artwork. He's a fantastic musician. Did a nice back cover too.
Sweet.
And I try to tie it in with the jiggle thing. There's a little theme with the lighthouse going on there.
Oh yeah, very nice.
He did that. He's fantastic.
Cool. So, is there still like pre-release songs, like jitters with these things? Is it? I mean, I know you said they're finished, so you've put them down. But I know like writers say sometimes they're never finished.
Oh my God! Because I haven't put anything out in so long.
Yeah.
With Jiggle, we put out like 3 CDs, maybe 4 with a live one.
Yeah.
With this, right? I kept saying I'm not going to do a new CD, and like years and years and years will go by, and then we started recording it. And all sorts of personal, let's say, adversities came up that would stop the album in its tracks.
There's always something.
Deaths, divorces, things like that. And so 4 years after we started it, we finished it. The pandemic helped because we were able to like just concentrate and meet up and do that.
I was going to say, is that because a lot of people I've had in here have said, the pandemic, yes, it was lame. So many gigs went away, devastating. It did give me some time to sit down and write more. That true with you?
Yeah. And I did a ton of, me and Charlie played once a week. I never stopped playing. It was great. I think maybe when I was able to concentrate on writing and singing more, we did a ton of online stuff. I did it out of my studio. I also did every other week a themed concert, whether it was like my favorite Beatles songs or I did a Love Songs one on Valentine's Day, a Pink Floyd one. I did both the Jiggle albums back to back one night.
Oh,
and
wow.
tried to recreate as much of the sound with just the guitar and looping.
Streaming it.
Yeah, I streamed it over my computer, and that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't seen people in like a while at that point.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's like, oh, you get to reconnect.
Yeah.
And not lose your chops.
It was a cool thing. Yeah. I mean, I am at the point where I'm much like, I don't know about you. Are you like this at all? Where like, maybe I don't have to stream again, ever again? Or did you get to that point yet? Or
Yeah.
I mean, there's benefits to it, but
part of me likes it because I get to just go into my basement. So and
there is that.
There is a weird thing I really liked about it, and I could kind of, you feel like you have a captive audience. They're in their house. They're not distracted, hopefully by, some drunk person spilling beer on them.
That's true.
Right? Or
still could happen, I imagine.
that's true. I was going to say TVs, but that could happen too.
Yeah.
But everyone that tuned in seemed very intent listening. They would comment, and I feel like I could do things maybe I couldn't do if I played live. Like, or am I going to play? Well, maybe I could play out and say, these are my favorite Beatles B-side songs, and I'm going to do a whole night of them.
Yep.
Maybe that would go over. I don't know, but there was no risk involved.
So the guy, the last musician I had the show was this 21-year-old kid named Birch, and he was making me feel old. And I'm asking him like the toughest room you ever played, toughest gig. It happens to everybody, right? And like he didn't really. I mean, he's like, yeah, I probably had some of those maybe, but not really. Like I haven't really had that bad night yet. And I'm like, my goodness, how is that possible? It happens to everybody, right?
Really, yeah.
Like, and I'm like, see, I got to talk to you in 10 years once you've been scarred a little bit or something. Right? What's the horror story? Like, is it the room? Is it the crowd? Like, is it?
Oh man, I'm trying to think of one.
Bad producer work. Sarah Blackstone producing today, by the way. Thank you, Sarah. See that smooth segue?
I'm trying to think of some really weird ones that we might have run into.
Usually presents some good answers.
Yeah, I think in Jiggle when we were on tour, we used to tour nationally a lot, and I know we ran into times where the PA system barely worked.
Yeah.
Or we'd get there and the house guy didn't show up, and it'd be like a half hour before you had to play, and our sound guy would be ripping his hair out, trying to get all the gear out of the closet and set it up. I'm trying to think though, if there was ever anything really. We had a tour, and I won't bore you with all the details, but it started in Buffalo, and it went to Colorado, to Las Vegas, up into the Northwest, back to Colorado and back.
Just driving around in a van?
Yeah, two vans, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Really?
Like, every week. It was like not another thing. To the point where it felt like some evil magician was up there yanking strings. Like, now I'll send a tire careening down the highway straight for the van, and it will bounce up and down underneath the axle and rip it to shreds.
And that actually happened.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's just a minor thing.
Oh, my God.
There was tornadoes. The Ohio River overflowed. We got our van stuck in a parking lot full of mud. The show that got canceled because the tornado was coming, and you could see the roof of the pavilion, like, doing this, like, flapping, like it was going to get ripped off. We were pushing the van out, and it's all mud. And we're behind it, and we're all getting splattered. So we're all covered head to toe.
What state?
This was Pennsylvania. But we had to be somewhere the next day. So we're driving and heading towards Ohio, and no hotels would let us in because we're covered in mud.
Yeah.
Like we looked like mud people.
We just went through a tornado.
Yeah, things like that kept happening. We had to leave crew members behind in one state. We rented a U-Haul and stuffed the whole band and the equipment in there. And the guy that brought the U-Haul was a guy that just got out of jail for shooting a policeman in the face. Stuff like that.
You guys weren't expecting that either. Okay.
It was so weird. It was just bizarre. I'm surprised we didn't all snap.
Well, I was going to say, it's hard to hold a band together that way. As much as you might love the guy next to you, guy or woman next to you, those are stressful times, right?
Right. One of my best friends, the drummer, Greg Vasso, who was in Max Creek, one night we were playing, we had made it to Oregon. So this is towards the tail end of the tour, and
that seems like a victory in itself. We had made it to Oregon.
Yeah, we made it to Oregon without dying, and I used to always turn around to make sure that I had a pedal and it would trigger a light on my amplifier and I would look to make sure it turned this particular thing on. The light would go on, and he thought I was looking at him, like giving him dirty looks. So I'd do that, and I go like that, and like in between songs, he's like, "Dude, if you look at me again like that, I'm gonna get." He was really mad. He's like, "Well, you have to say something to me," I'm like, "What?"
I'm looking at the light.
I'm like, he goes, "Yeah," and so things like that happen, and then later we talked about it. He goes, "Oh, I thought you were giving me like the eye."
Everybody was just a little bit stressed.
It was stressful to end the whole tour, and we could switch gears. We went to.
Sorry to bring back the horror stories.
No, tour went great. Like as far as the playing goes, we ended up in Colorado opening for Hot Tuna. They used our gear. I got the flu. I spent the whole night after our set laying on the ground outside, trying not to throw up. Stayed at a friend's house. We were taking off the next day, driving through Kansas. We're like, finally, thank God we can go home. It's been 6 weeks and we've been tortured. A gas can in the back of a pickup truck gets blown out of the pickup truck, smashes the front windshield of our van.
Oh my goodness!
And it's a Sunday.
Stuck in Kansas.
So we're stuck in Kansas until we get the windshield fixed. We were just like, you gotta be kidding me. But the tour itself, as far as the rest of
the music was great.
Music was great. We picked up tons of new fans. All the performances were fine. It was just the stuff that happened along the way.
That is a great one. See, now that's what I'm talking about. For Birch here, who didn't have a story for me, that's a few from one tour.
Oh my God, that was just one. Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. Well, it's interesting you say that because I had a guy named Jay Passaris in here who's a very talented South Shore artist, and he just went on tour opening for Three Dog Night. Yeah, great gig, right? Nice. And he said it was. He learned so much from them, including there's so much out there in their 70s now, maybe pushing 80s.
Yeah.
And he's like just watching these guys, and I mean it's not even them. I mean they have a lot of people working for them, but it's not easy. I mean the music part's easy, but watching those guys get off the van, help lug the equipment, they all do it.
Oh, they all do. Wow.
Yeah. I mean I think they're being good guys. They do have a crew, but I mean I'm watching these guys and they still work hard behind the scenes and sign autographs for guys all the time, and that late into the night, and they have weird people that try to follow them, and he's looking at it and he's like, it's just fascinating to see. It's not easy, and to do it for that long, it was inspiring, he said.
Right. Why so what is it in you that makes you want to keep going?
Exactly.
And I ask myself that all the time.
There you go.
But if I don't do it, I get this itch, and I'm like, I really need to play. I tried taking 6 months off once, and I started just to go loony.
Really?
And then you feel like, well, everyone's going to forget who you are within 2 years, right?
Yeah.
If you don't play, that's going to suck. And then your chops are going to be nowhere, and you'll just be. So it's like you almost feel like you. And you want to do it. Like there's just something that's like, I feel better if I've been playing a decent amount. I just feel like that's what I was supposed to do. Like a dog that likes to walk a lot, an animal that's been bred to exercise.
Yep.
If they don't, well, their purpose is not sort of.
They become something they're not, maybe.
They might get like when people retire, sometimes they get depressed.
Yeah.
And that's why I think people keep doing it.
That's well said. Well, we just covered a lot of ground right there. Want to play another one?
Sure.
What do you got next?
All right, so this is from the new album, and it's called Straight Through. And I don't know what to say about it. It's a slight left turn from some things. Well, whatever. It's a newer song.
All right, Gary Backstrom on Choppa Afternoon Drive, live at Drew's house. Take it away.
Fireflies, they are surrounding me, holding me in their glow. Try to run away, I couldn't go. Because you don't know what you do to me, something you just don't show. I had to get you back into my soul. Hypnotize me like you do, baby, you wanna know. Take my breath away again, I'll never go. Straight through my heart, like a bullet through glass. You captured my soul, a voice tells a story I somehow know. I should have known from the very first kiss that you were the one. You were my shelter through the rain and the falling snow. You know, I've seen it, we've been down this road. Sometimes it seems so long. Sometimes I look back, I'll never go. Because you look deep into my open eyes. That's why I sing this song. Hoping that you know you're still the one. Hypnotize me like you do. Honey, you wanna know. Take my breath away again, I'll never go. Straight through my heart, like a bullet through glass. You captured my soul. A voice that I never heard tells a story I somehow know. I should have known from the very first kiss that you were the one. You were my shelter through the rain and the falling snow. Falling snow. Stay through my heart like a bullet through glass. You captured my soul. A voice that I never heard tells a story I somehow know. I should have known from the very first kiss that you were the one. You were my shelter through the rain and the falling snow. You were my shelter through the rain and the falling snow.
That wasn't the right note.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Gary Backstrom. A Jop Afternoon Drive. Very nice, sir.
Oh, this is
Sounded good in here. This is fun, huh?
This is fun. What a great.
It's your favorite Newburyport gig of all time? Is that officially?
I live close, so I might be hanging around. Gary's here again. Maybe you could tell him to come back.
Yeah, we like the more music. Do you get to? I mean, Newburyport. I've been telling my boss. I feel like I'm not saying it. Hopefully, I'm not saying it too much, but I kind of hope more places can get more live music around here. You know, we do okay. We do okay.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of restaurants have music, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of restaurants are shutting down too. So hopefully,
still?
well, I've heard some stories like the. Well, I guess I won't get into them because I don't want to.
No, that's just surprising. Like, I feel like I can't tell the trajectory right now. Like, it feels like things are about to pop back open, but then there's other places.
I think the ones that made it through are going to be fine
Right.
because I think people are also being more generous. Every artist I've had in here says they feel like a different vibe coming out of this. It's like, I don't know if it's just people are happy to be out again or what, but it's like people are being better to waiters, people are being better to waitresses, musicians, everything.
Yep, like tipping. People will tip now like crazy.
See, it's a real thing, right?
Yeah, and oftentimes we might put a thing out, or we just put a Venmo thing, and people tip on there.
For the kids, yeah.
Yeah, they're very grateful, and even the live streaming. That's the other thing. I mean, it was a way for me to make income. I would put my PayPal and all that up there, and because I wasn't making a lot of extra money outside of I teach music, I was still able to do that online, but that helped pull in some income. So I think people are definitely taking it less. I don't know if people ever took it for granted, but when you don't have it, you realize.
Oh, I think they
how much
did.
like it. Yeah.
See, I love music. I love music more than anything else. That's what my wife and I do. We go see shows. We go see people that come through here. That is what we do. And I definitely, so if anybody appreciated it, I did. But I took it for granted. When I didn't have it, I was lost.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It was hard. I can't imagine what it was like playing in front of people your whole life and then having that stripped away for, you said you took 6 months off once voluntarily and you almost lost your mind.
I did. I mean, my kids were little and I wanted to be home. So it was good for that.
Yeah.
But two things happened. I mean, I got to play a lot. There were some places that had outdoor music.
Yep. So summertime was easier.
Did a ton of those, right?
Yeah.
And tried to help places stay open. They're like, we're trying to do this. There was a place in Needham I was playing at. That's where I grew up. And I thought, well, this place has been great to me, and I'll do some solo things there. And I did one. And we had a lot of people, and they were doing them weekly, and then the place just folded.
Yeah.
But I did sort of enjoy not having to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
And there were some perks, like really being going and it sounds corny, but being introspective.
Yeah.
Thinking about what do you really want to do with your time, and how do you want to be with people. And I realized I also was biting off way too much. I would do, like everyone that said, oh, I was doing my own gigs, but people would say, hey, do you want to fill in on a night my guitar player can't make it? I was getting a lot of that. Or we should jam sometime or whatever. And I would say yes to everybody. And I realized in the pandemic that I couldn't do that.
You got to start saying no.
Yeah, I'd start saying no because I think I was just burning the candle at both ends.
Well, you do have a lot of projects going on. Because, I mean, we were talking about that off the air a little bit. I didn't even know you were a part of this until I saw you. And we didn't even know each other really, except I know who you are. But in Lexington, I saw you you were kind of orchestrating that band there, the folk chorale, for Martin Sexton, which was a very cool night.
Yep.
Afternoon, actually.
The afternoon, right. That was the folk chorales, I want to say their 20th anniversary. And I started doing that with my wife at the time and my 3 kids, who my son was the drummer on that concert. And
who got rave reviews from Martin Sexton, which I know you were very proud of. When I got to interview Martin afterwards for news purposes, and Martin, that's the first thing he said to me before I even started recording was, "Do you see that drummer man picking all that stuff up?"
I got to tell him more about that. Yeah, I just went to his jazz band concert last night, and he's a monster drummer.
Really, man?
Really good.
So great.
Yeah.
That must mean a lot to you. How many times are you looking over to your right going, man, that is cool?
It's very cool. We I do one of the things I do is a Todd Rundgren tribute, and he's been listening to me learn that music like since he was a kid. And we had him up on stage for I Saw the Light in Your Eyes, and there's a great video. I'll send it to you. And he held it down. Like I never had to turn around. Do you know what I mean? It was just, and I went, oh, that's my son.
He's young. How old is he?
16.
16.
But he sounds like he's been playing forever, and he has. He used to play on his high chair. When he's gonna kill me for telling this story. I'd practice scales, and he'd pick up his fork, and he'd be like, start playing along with me, and then would jam.
Yeah.
And then he'd set up buckets on the beach and make a drum set around him when he was a little kid. Hit him with shovels, and before you know it, everybody would stop and they'd be like, "Whoa, what's that kid doing?" You know, and he just
as such a talented musician. When did you realize, like, oh, maybe he has something a little bit more than
a high chair? Like,
really?
Yeah. He also would go in the other room with his little guitar I had. It was about that big, and I tuned it to a chord, and I'd hear. So pretended, so it open tuning, you know.
Yeah.
And he'd go like, I'd hear this, and then I'd hear him go, he'd start singing like melodies, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, we'd stop him. I go, what is that? Him in the other room? Like, this is so weird. So he, right from whenever he could facilitate.
Man,
he's always been musical.
16 years old up there. I mean, for me, Marty, as his friends call him. Not me. I'll call him Martin. Do you call him Marty?
I did not call him Marty.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
No, I just met him for maybe the second time. I think I met him in the 90s.
So I'm on stage with that guy because he's one of my favorites. Like he's a so legend of the business. To be playing drums for that guy as a 16-year-old. Mm-hmm. Now Martin's, he's not he's. How old is Martin? He's late 40s?
He's probably 40s to 50,
yeah. So, I mean, he's seen a few things. So there's pressure of an established Like, he's great. I can't imagine being 16 years old playing up there with him.
Yeah, well, so right. And so with Jonah, that's my son. I think that he's been doing it for so long, he doesn't think anything of it.
Really?
He also has very, very low vision. Like he can't see. Yeah, that's a whole other issue.
Yeah.
But he's visually handicapped, so I don't think he can tell sometimes how many people are there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think that helps insulate him a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
So he's not. When you see there might be a lot of people at a concert, you might get nervous, right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe that doesn't happen as much to him, and he doesn't like people to make a big deal out of him. But he just...
Sorry, Martin Sexton did.
Oh, he liked that, though. He did. He came up to me. He said, good job.
Oh, did he after the fact?
He punched him on the shoulder and went, dude,
yeah,
great. And so I think he felt good about that.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine. It's great not to feel that pressure, but big performance on that night.
I'm glad he got to do it because he really deserves it.
So you don't even have to say anything to him. You don't have to calm him down.
No.
Nothing.
No, he's just like, yep.
He's a pro. He's his own pro.
He's very focused. He's all right. Yep. He's really down to business. No messing around.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it was a fun night. Thanks for making it fun for all of us there that night. It was great. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I'm glad. I didn't realize you were there.
I was kind of I knew it was on his schedule, but I definitely did not. I was not well versed in what the full chorale was. I got a whole lesson that night on what it was, how it started, all the kids that are up there. It's a really cool project.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, a lot of the kids have aged out since when I first started doing it, right? Some of the families are gone, and then there's new ones. My kids are now, my two daughters did it too, but they were all little.
Yeah.
And it's been great. I've made a wonderful, lifelong friends there. With people, it's a very tight knit community.
Yep. All right, again, we're joined here by Gary Backstrom, Joppa Afternoon Drive, live at Drew's house from our studios in Newburyport. A little conversation and music, as we like to do here. You were going to do one more new one, or?
Yeah, this is on the CD too.
All right, that was one of the more epic guitar solos we've had in this room there last time. That was that was a lot of fun for me last time. I was screaming through the walls. I loved that in here.
I know it's funny. Usually, in that song, there's a band playing, and I get to play lead, so it's always interesting to try to make that happen with one guitar.
Well, it's interesting because I know from Charlie and everybody else I've talked to, I'm not sure you have unbelievable command of this instrument. Is that just repetition?
Yeah.
Were you born with it? That's how you started playing the first time you picked it up? No.
Well, when I was 4, I remember knowing I wanted to be a musician, and I had this toy guitar, and my parents would play the 8-track CDs of it was always Johnny Cash. Somehow we got the Jackson 5, and I loved that too. And I'd kind of stand there behind the chair and just pretend to play, and just put 8-track after 8-track in and pretend to play. And I think that somehow paved. I would play. I had a toy rifle. I would pretend to play that.
It was all guitars.
And then we used to make them out of wood and cardboard and rubber bands. And I'm like, Mom, can I have a guitar?
First guitar came.
I was 8, and then I also took organ or keyboard lessons, so I kind of fiddled with it, but not a lot. And then around 11, I wanted to play bass. They didn't offer bass lessons because not enough kids signed up for it. So I said, I'll try guitar lessons, and then I took to it seriously, and it just became my best friend. And I would bring my guitar and my amp to my relatives' houses on holidays, and after we ate, I'd go, can I go upstairs? And I'd sit upstairs for hours and play because it's all I wanted to do.
And it all led to this.
It's less pressure that way, I guess, because you just casually get to know your instrument.
All right, Gary Backstrom on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
All right, this is called Good Day. It's the first song on the new CD. It goes like this.
Under pressure is my middle name. I try to leave it, but my heart's to blame. I'm nowhere like I used to be. All the talk about nothing, making something of me. It's a good day to be alive. Said it's a good day window. I can breathe again out of the tunnel that I've been living in. Just to be here is my reason to be. I love it if it stop pointing your finger at me. It's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be alive. Yeah. No one knows you. This I know for sure. I got the feeling like I had before. Under blue skies is my middle name. The picture looks so good I took it out of the frame. It's a good day to be alive. Saying it's a good day to be alive. Well, it's a good day. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's a good day. Yeah. It's a good day to be alive. Ooh. It's a good day. Yeah. Good day to be alive. It's a good day.
Woo! Gary Backstrom. Hello. Sounding great, man.
That's a fun song. It's a nice positive song.
It is.
Going after the pandemic.
I had to stop myself from cheering after the solo there too. It feels like I felt like the right time to jump in.
You should have played bongos. That's what you need.
I could have done that.
You need some percussion that you
Yeah,
can
but
jump
then I
in.
have the issue of like your son's too good at that. Then it's too much to live up to. It's too much pressure.
Play kazoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I didn't tell you I was going to play kazoo during these.
I don't think we've had this. So I'm a poor man's player. I can play a little bit, and you put me to shame, of course, like you probably do most people. But we play campfire, and I've been saying we love the campfire playing. I got a lot of relatives that play. We need some bongos. Somebody's going to bring some bongos. It's
Yeah.
going to be a huge addition this summer to the campfire.
People can play the bongos and have fun, and you can have a lot of them
Yeah.
as long as people listen. And what a great way to express.
Take it away from the kid, please.
or the old, or someone who might have had too many beers.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, maybe more of that actually. That's true. Again, Gary Backstrom here. Where can people find the music, Gary? I don't want to let them go without.
Eventually, all this stuff is going to. Well, I'll tell you our website, GaryBackstrom.com.
Okay.
And then if you do Gary Backstrom Band on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, whatever I'm up to will be up there.
Cool.
This CD will be out soon. We're going to do a release party, hopefully in April. And it will all be on Spotify. There's one song on Spotify right now as a teaser.
You'll be taking Neil Young's spot. Is that what you'll be doing?
Yeah, I will. Exactly. It's vacant. It's mine. So there's a song off here called The Story that's on Spotify. You can go check that out now.
Okay.
And it'll be on Apple Music, iTunes, and all the rest of that stuff by the spring. So it'll be a spring release.
Awesome, man. Well, this has been fun. It's been good finally getting a chance to hang out with you. I've seen you many times live,
Thanks
and
for having
I
me.
love it. I try to keep going as many times as I can see you, and whatever version of you. Usually Charlie is a fun one for me,
one.
but
It's close. Usually we play up here a lot. So.
yeah, it's big Newburyport centric. So I think the last time I saw you was. It was probably at the Newburyport Brewery. They're pretty good about having you guys in there pretty regularly,
Absolutely.
and we had a great night. You guys had a nice little crowd there too. So
It was fun.
you had the crowd's attention too, which is all. Newburyport Brewery is pretty good about that. I always say some breweries are tougher than others, but
People want to watch the TV. They don't have TVs there.
yeah,
It
that's a big
helps.
plus, right?
It's a huge plus.
Yeah, it's so annoying, isn't it?
I played in a place I counted. They had 21 TVs.
Oh,
And I'm like, why? That's just not conducive. Put them in a different room.
yeah.
A different,
Or like one of my guests recently was up against. Remember they moved that Patriots was the playoff game or They moved, it was a Saturday night.
They had a play.
They had them in on a Saturday night. And I think I didn't know. You know what? It was a regular season game that they like flexed because it was a big game, and they moved it to the Saturday night front. And like I'm playing a gig in a place where like the Patriots game's on. It's
Nobody
like
wants to hear
nobody. Yeah.
You're like a flying. That's not fun.
I hate those stories, but no, you guys had a great crowd that night, and pretty much every time I see you, because you guys are damn good.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you here.
It's so nice to finally like meet you. So
I know it is good. Yeah, sometimes you feel like you half meet people at those things. A lot of
Yeah.
meet and greets, and
you have limited time to say hi.
I know, but very good. I'm glad you coming out of the pandemic with music, and you're sounding great. And again, thank you to Sarah Blackstone for producing this show and all of them. She does a great job. Anything else you'd like to say to your loyal fans?
Oh boy.
Or ask me?
Thanks for sticking with me. Just watch for the CD release parties that are coming up, and we have a whole bunch of shows. Whether it's Gary Backstrom Band, I've got a Frampton Comes Alive show I've been doing.
Yeah, that sounds really cool,
We have
actually.
a bunch more of those. There's one in the District Courthouse in Taunton, April 16th. If you didn't catch the last
It's in the courthouse?
Yeah, so the courthouse that they actually had the Lizzie Borden trial at, they moved it across town, and it is actually, you play in the pulpit. Like the courtroom is the venue.
Really?
Yeah, it's the old courtroom.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's Taunton, Mass, and it's April 16th, and that show. I got it. Not to toot my own horn, but it just came out really well. So if you like Peter Frampton, even if you're not sure if you do, come check the show out. You will.
You'll like Peter Frampton. Come on.
It's hard not to.
Right,
It's
there you go.
really good. It's a
One of
blast.
my dad's favorites too. I mean, one of mine's because I was born into it. He was playing it all the time. It was like
Right. So So just keep your eyes peeled, and we'll send out stuff like we always do. Or go to the GaryBackstrom.com website, and our dates will be up there.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us here. Gary Backstrom, again, nice enough to join us. Gary, you want to play us out with one here as I say goodbye, or do whatever you want. Thank you all so much. Again, another fun music show. Sarah Blackstone, Sarah Hayden, both Sarahs in the house today. That's been fun. But Sarah Blackstone producing, as always, doing a great job. For Gary Backstrom. And Ryan? Who? Ryan. Oh, hey, Ryan. Look at that. I didn't even see him there. I think you just won him over with your guitar. He must have been coming to listen to see what was going on. Sometimes that happens. No, he's got the headset on. Looks like he's making decisions. That's good. Good job, Ryan. My name is Drew Moholland, live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive from the studios in Newburyport. We'll say goodbye with Gary Backstrom.
Another new one.
Yeah. Look at the mirror and your bloodshot eyes. Gotta find a way to rise above. Shane like cloud and jazz, like slows in sand. You gotta find the path that you were once on. A gift is falling from the sky above, and you've got to do this time to fall. Catch the refrain underneath your feet. let you down. See your footprint in the burning sand. You're just a mortal man, that's all. That's all. Drowning in sound waves in a sea of tears, in a musical undertow. My eyes are open, I keep falling down. Gotta dust myself off again. Right now, the standing line only strikes you once. How come I'm crucifying my best friend again? I said now, take it slow, but don't let it go. I never meant to hurt you. Time moves fast, but our hearts beat slow. I'm never gonna let you down. Gonna let you down. Now I said, take it slow, but don't let it go. I never meant to hurt you. And time moves fast, but our hearts beat slow. I'm never gonna let you down. I'm gonna let you down, baby. Take it slow, but don't let it go. Never meant to hurt you. Time moves fast, but our hearts beat slow. I'm never gonna let you down.
And we fade to black.
Fade.
Awesome, man. It sounded great.
Dude, thank you so
Nice
much,
noise.
man.